Well, hello, so glad you dropped by. I have been working on some cards for quite some time now, learning a few tricks that I want to share with you, so I'm glad to be back. And the best way to learn is to learn from our mistakes. So this is a new set that's called Cheerful Daisies, and it is really pretty. So I've had fun using this. And this is a new card design that I've never done before, although I've seen on Pinterest and YouTube some great ideas. So I wanted to try it for myself and share with you the way that I have been doing it and how I've learned. So this is called a lattice card, or I don't know what else you could call it, but we're going to work with lattice card. It does have some slats, like it is a lattice design. Now, when I did this the very first time, I did it with 3 larger lattice. It didn't turn out the way I thought it would, and I'm not as happy with it, although again we're using the designs and the idea is great. So I tried again, and this card I used it with 4 pieces of lattice. A little better improvement, but when I did it a third time, I did the slats smaller and I did more of them. So here we have 5. So we're going to recreate this card here using 5 slats, and you can be able to compare exactly what they both look like, although they all turned out and they were fine, but I definitely like the 5 slats better. So what we need to do is have an 8.5 by 11 cut at 4 1/4. And as you can see, this isn't quite 11, but I've already cut it. So the normal size card is 8.5, or an A2 card is 8.5 by 11, and cut at 4 1/4 and scored at 5.5. The 5.5, which is the size of your card, you're going to cut off. This is the front of the card, and you're going to cut off 3 1/4, and this here is 2 1/4. So what you do is you take the 3 1/4 piece and you're going to make 5 slats like this that are cut in 1/2 inch. So I have 5 of them, and then you have a 3/4 piece left, and then you just cut this one in 1/2. So you should have, if you're going to do it this way, you should have 7 pieces altogether and 2 clearly smaller pieces. So that's how I started with the card. Now I've used my Stamparatus because I want to be able to use the grill lines so that I can keep everything straight. So I don't really need this piece, so I'm going to take that off. And we're going to take our card and just get it centered in a good spot. Again, it doesn't really matter, but you just want to be able to measure your slats so that they are even. So I'm working, each one of these is a 1/4 inch. So that gives me an idea, so I can get the upright slats even, and I can get the horizontal ones even as well. So putting the card together is very simple, even though I had to make a few examples, but that's okay. We learn from our mistakes. So I'm working on putting it giving myself a 1/2 inch on each side, And again, what I learned is you can either put your slats, glue them on the inside, or put them on the outside. I don't think it really matters, and it's a preference. So for this one, so that you can see where they go, I'm going to leave them on the outside. So I know that I've got this straight because there's my line there, my line there, and then I'm just going to take some glue and put it on the top. And I know that it's straight. So just hold it for a second. The nice thing about glue is you really can maneuver it a little bit. You do have a little little wiggle room. So okay, so here is our second slat. Again, 1/2 inch. Look at how straight that is. Okay, so now these ones here were the shorter ones, because you don't, if you're managing all of your paper. So now I'm just going to place the slats on, and this is the way I did it. I did one on the bottom, and again I know it's straight because I have a 1/2 inch there, and then I'm going to put this one on the top. Okay, I'll just get rid of that a little bit. And again, they're straight. See how nice that is? Now we've got 3 more pieces to put on. So I still, no, you want to make them even. And that one should have gone up maybe a little bit more. Okay. So when you kind of put them in there, you can see where you want them to make them. But don't drive yourself crazy, because, you know, we could sit here for a long time just making sure that they're straight. So I think I've got them where I want them. And then you, well, that one's already glued. It better be where I want that one. Okay. So I don't think it really matters where you, if you start at the top or the bottom. As long as you keep them relatively straight. And of course, after you look at it, you realize, you know, nothing is perfect. But in our minds, it could be perfect. Okay. So maybe that up a little bit, and then we'll put this in the middle. And I think that's pretty good. I'm pleased with it. Okay. So isn't that easy? That was really easy. So let me take this, because I'm not going to need this again. But you will appreciate having a little bit of measurements, lines, to help you, you know, get it relatively straight. Okay, then we just have to decorate the card. And I used a piece of designer series paper. And we'll just glue that on. And these are the new in colors. So this pretty blue is called Boho Blue. Cute name, eh? Okay, and the daisies, this here is a die cut that does all 3 of the daisies with a little greenery. So I didn't really want to take them apart, but you certainly could. I'm just going to put a few pieces of glue on, and you want to get it not in between the slats. So we'll get that down. Sometimes having sometimes I use a oh, what do we call them for our stamps? A stamp block, and that holds it down. The nice big one. But the glue is pretty good. It dries quickly. Okay. So there, we've got that. And these are all kinds of little flowers that you can put in as well. But let me just get the sentiment. This sentiment says, wishing you the brightest birthday. So just give that in the center. And then glue these flowers. Of course, you could make the flowers, the greenery, you could make the greenery green. But I wanted, there's a lot of stuff going on in this card, and I didn't want to distract from this one. But decorating it certainly is a personal, something very personal, so. And because it makes all of these, I made 3 of each, but we don't need all of them for this card. I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm just not quite sure when to stop. How much more do we put in? So we just keep going until we think we're okay. Okay. And to make it an even number or an odd number, I'm going to stick this one right in the top. Okay. So pretty simple because there is a lot going on. And what I did was for the inside of the of your card, I made it so that it goes in between the slats. So this is about I measured it. I will leave the exact measurements for you on the description below, so you'll be able to find it. There we go. So then I have some of the new colored rhinestones, and we'll put a few on. These are already have some sticky stuff on them. Let's see there, and we'll put one right there. Now for the card that I did stamp some leaves all around on that, and we can also add, as soon as I find it here, a little bit of sparkle if you find that a little too plain, or it just needs a little sparkle. So let me just get a little, oops, a little too much. Oh, I guess we're going to put lots of sparkle on. Okay. But then you don't want to overdo that either, so. But I will put it on the other cards. So a little sparkle on the inside. Maybe a few dabs on here. There. And we'll use that a little bit later. So I do like the 5 slats, and it does, as you can see, when you put it up, it holds up very well. So I did the 5 colors, and again, this one is 5 slats, so it does sit up nicely. So these are the cards that I used. or made. This is, these are all the new colors, and I don't know them offhand, so let me just give you a Moody Mauve is this one here, and there is a Pebble Bath, which is this color here, and this color is, you think I'd know these by now, but I don't, Wild Wheat. And the last one, which is this one, is a Copper Clay. So those are the 5 new colors. This one here has the 2 colors, the boho blue. So you can see how they go nicely together. These are designer series papers, these 2. This one is stamped. And there, so there is some ideas for you to give a try. I really liked the way they turned out, and I would suggest that you do 5 slats, but you can do 3 or 4, and it's okay. So thank you very much for dropping by. Appreciate it. And I hope you're enjoying this nice cool weather. We need spring to get here and stay, is my idea. I did want to show you something else. I went to one of our hardware stores, and this is a metal plate that can be used for tools, not tools, but you know, nails and that kind of thing. It's kind of a guy thing, but I saw someone online use it for their dies, and what a great idea, because it's nice and strong, and then you don't lose them all over the place. So give that a thought. And this one came in 3 sizes of circles. I have another one that's quite large for all your other pieces. So great idea. Have a great week. Thank you for your kind comments and your subscriptions, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.